beyond what we could possibly do. And we ended the year with some great goals met, some great friendships made, and we saw the growth of our district exceed what we've ever seen before under his leadership. Theo is now running for a senior position in Toastmasters International, as most of you all know. It's called International Director. He's from Region 4, but he will represent all of Toastmasters International on the board should he be elected. Well, we expect it, but you never know. So Theo is actually running a campaign and is having a lot of fun with that. In addition to Toastmasters, Theo has a lot of other activities that he's involved with. And you saw me, some of you probably saw me throw the Frisbee to Theo, and it's probably one of the most fun things I learned about Theo, and some of it is extracurricular activities outside of Toastmasters in the years since I first met Theo a number of years ago. So he's an avid Frisbee golf fan, and he's not only avid, he's skilled. I mean, I believe he's probably the most professional Frisbee thrower, and I apologize for how I'm splitting up the words here, but he's just very skilled and gifted. If you haven't seen him throw the Frisbee, you'll need to do that sometime because it's a lot of fun. He's also an avid gardener. He's active in his church. He's active in a lot of different things. So today he brings all of that passion in his speech. And you heard the speech project is from the Public Relations Manual, and the title of the speech, I Choose to Lead. Please give a warm welcome to Distinguished Toastmaster Theo Black.
Think back to that first time you were asked to be a club officer. Did you feel honored to join a prestigious cavalcade of officers that already had signed up in your club, or did you find it somewhat less appealing as you reluctantly accepted the position because someone had to fill it? I remember when I was elected VP of membership of the first club that I joined. There were only 12 members in the club, and I hadn't really done the math, but I had a better than 50-50 proposition of being elected officer in the club. And guess what? I became the club VP of membership. But I thought, I don't know anything about leading the membership role in this club, but I can surely learn about it. And so I chose to lead at that time. What about you? Do you choose to lead? Toastmasters International aspires to be recognized throughout the world as the undisputed leader in communication and leadership skills development. This is our vision for the future, and wrapped around that is a strategy that emphasizes getting all Toastmasters involved in the leadership side of our organization. We're not only a communication organization, yet we know very much about the communication side. Most of us joined probably to become better communicators. But we're going to add equal emphasis to the leadership side. And here's the secret. We're already doing it. It's just that we're recognizing it at this time. At every point, or at each leader at some point, let me rephrase that. At some point, every leader has had to really verbalize the words, I choose to lead. And for some, that is a very easy proposition. It's like falling off a log. Yet for others, it's a very difficult proposition, and it's like climbing over a giant redwood tree. Very, very difficult for some. When you choose to lead, you choose to serve others. There's a need. You see the need, and then you take responsibility for leading a group to a better tomorrow. When we do this, we embark on a journey of self-discovery as leaders, and we start by sharing a vision of what the future can be like. Then we guide the efforts of those who are on our team and inspire our members to move forward and achieve a successful version of that vision that we saw in the first place. Yet we see a lot of club members sitting on the sidelines, don't we? There's potential leaders everywhere. And one of the key tenets that we all sign up for when we join Toastmasters is in the club promise, and it says that when called upon, we will serve as club officers. Do you remember that? It's part of the Toastmasters promise. Yet for some, again, it's still difficult to overcome that fear of becoming a leader. One of the reasons that people are reluctant to become leaders is that they're afraid of failure, aren't they? Isn't that really probably the primary reason that most of our club members that are reluctant to become leaders really struggle with it? As a matter of fact, we have seen how the communication side works so effectively, and yet we're just beginning to see how the leadership side can work as well. Remember that we have the new Competent Leadership Manual that works very well for starting out as a leader. Try a small role, learn from an evaluation, get some really positive feedback, and then go out and try something a little bit larger the next time. Well, let's think about this whole aspect of fear. What could some of those fears be like? Well, first of all, what if I make a fool of myself? Have you ever heard your little voice inside saying that? I know I have. I've heard that a lot of times. Or what if no one follows? I'm all out there by myself. Or what if they laugh at my vision? We succumb to the fear and we hear that nebulous they coming out in our speech. It's either that nebulous they or that ubiquitous someone. And you've heard this expression. They should really do something about this problem, shouldn't they? Or why doesn't somebody bring up this issue in the business meeting? Well, I want to let you in on a little secret that all leaders have to deal with the fear of failure. And just as we can become better speakers, we can become better leaders. I really like this quote by actress Liv Ullmann, the Scandinavian actress who was in so many of Ingmar Bergman's movies. But she wrote this: "I've had a life with options, but frequently lived as if I had none. The sad result is that not having exercised my choices is that my memory of myself is not the woman I believe that I am." Fellow Toastmasters, choose to lead, and your life will be richer as a result of the memories that you'll create. Well, let's share 3 ideas for becoming a leader in our organization. First of all, you have the ability to imagine the future. Every one of us does. In fact, that's what makes us different from all other species. Be specific and share a vision of what the future could be like. So first of all, I want you to imagine what your club or organization could do better. Think about it for a moment. What does it look like? And be specific. Use your senses. What does it look like, sound like, taste and smell like? What does it feel like? And this is the first important step, because if you can't believe it yourself, and you don't really see it and believe it yourself, you'll never be able to convince anyone else to come along with you. But once you can envision it,
agent line 44 and the available agent customer on 44.
Once you can envision it, you can take that first crucial step in leadership. Next, you have the ability to confront your fears. The Toastmasters Competent Leadership Manual, as I mentioned before, is a great place to start. Take on a small leadership role in a meeting and learn from the experience. We as leaders learn even more when we receive that evaluation that comes out of that manual. And evaluators, I want to really encourage you to use the same techniques that you use to help speakers. Let fledgling leaders know what they're already doing well. And then only suggest 1 or 2 areas for improvement, but be specific about how that leader can improve. But always finish that evaluation like we do here in Saturday Morning Live with some real positives, and leave that fledgling leader wanting to try something new and try some new successful techniques. Finally, bring others along with you in your journey. Dwight Eisenhower said that leadership is the art of getting someone else to do something that you want done because he or she wants to do it. That's the whole art of leadership. The opportunity that we have in Toastmasters is to take responsibility for creating something new and seeing that whole process through and into the future. Well, along the way, we want to involve others. And remember, you can't be a leader if you're doing things by yourself. The servant leadership model says that you honor others, and we all know this, that we honor others by involving them in the process. And in fact, another quote that I really love is the one by Stephen Covey. He put it this way, that leadership is communicating the worth and potential of another so clearly that they come to see it in themselves. As we learn from this whole process and try something new, we want to go on to something that is more challenging. And the Toastmasters model really encourages us all to do this. Each role is really designed to be done once. If you become the club sergeant-at-arms, go on and try out another role like the VP of Membership or VP Public Relations. When you become an area governor, really the next role is try something new. Try another role, maybe the division governorship. But always try something that's a little bit more of a stretch. As we crawl, we then be able to walk. And when we walk, we can then be able to run. And remember that sometimes we fall, but we can always get back up, and we can learn from the experience. That's the beauty of our organization. So the next time you hear that little voice suggesting that someone should really do something about this problem, choose to be someone. Imagine how things could be better, confront your fears and doubts, and bring others along on this journey and take up that leadership mantle. Say these 4 simple words, and you'll have a changed life. I choose to lead. Madam Toastmaster.
I've been a member of Saturday Morning Live for a number of years. I've known Bob for many years, almost as long as I've been a Toastmasters. I know Bob has been a Toastmaster longer than I have. And I remember